Hi guys, welcome to the video. I had some technical difficulties at the last video and I didn't put any audio, so I'm doing my book reviews all over, and um, this is going to be the first book. Here is what I'm going to be getting into. Actually, I've read most things about Mahatma Gandhi, uh, most things about him, but a lot of things weren't that in depth for his life. And so yeah, I went and I just bought this, and I bought it on my Audible account. Honestly, I don't like Audible. I think I'm into reading books more. I um I don't think I'm going to be doing a whole lot with Audible. I just can't just listen. I don't know. It's just something about it. I have to be, I'll get a lot of sources from a lot of times from books and stuff like that, a lot of sources and so on and stuff like that. So, yeah, just showing you guys, I have just purchased the Audible right here. So, this is what I'm going to be reading. I think I have another book in here in this set. Yeah, look. So this is actually my first time getting an Audible thing. I had a subscription, but I just paused it. But because I don't really want the Audible that much. I like reading, so I'll be like Kindle, like the Kindle stuff. Anyways, all right. Yeah. So if you don't know anything about Gandhi or much of anything, I don't know what you know, but I know what I know. Yeah, Gandhi. Is a very inspirational figure for me, from East India, and he's very, very inspirational to me, uh, with a lot of things that he represented. Also, Martin Luther King was extremely Martin Luther King of America, right? So, yeah, if you know anything about his legacy, he was extremely inspired by Gandhi. So, I mean, it's only natural that I'm getting into Gandhi. Also, I want to mention, yeah, there's I don't know if I want to talk about that. Anyways, we're gonna be moving on to the next book. What I have here, this is the African Goddess Initiation. Yeah, book reviews. Um, I can't say I'm gonna review Gandhi's book because I haven't read this particular version, but I know like enough about Gandhi, and I enjoy a lot of the stories and a lot what he's done, and the inspiration uh, from his life. I'm just going to be talking about, sorry, you guys. Um, the next book is The African Goddess Initiation book by Abiola Abrams. Her name always gets me twisted up. So this is the inside of the book right here. Um, this is she has instructions, and uh she has instructions on how to create your own oracle deck, and I thought the book was very, very, very good. So um, I would give it like a 4 out of 5 or 4.5. It was really good. Uh, it's it's a very pro feminist book, about a lot of deities from African culture, and it's all about female empowerment. Um, so yeah, you have this right here. This is another page from the book, and this is something that I'm actually incorporating into a lot of things that I've been doing with my time and stuff like that. So I actually really like this book. Um, really like this book. So she has a lot of good tips and rituals actually for self love and self appreciation. It's very good. I actually give it a 4 out of 5. It's actually very well written. Uh, she has a website too, and that's it's all about self help and good stuff like that. This is the next book here. I actually saw the movie for Ajanzi. This is also East Indian culture. So this is one of the best movies I have ever seen. Um, So I had the Kindle somewhere. I have Kindle in some technologies thing here, and yeah, I have the book now, and I'm so excited. You guys have no idea. If you've never heard of the Jhansi Queen of India, but you've heard of some of the African queens who were warriors, um, and who built armies of women only, and who yeah, so the Jhansi Queen is one of the best stories. Actually, she wasn't mentioned in this book here in African Goddess Initiation. Um, she wasn't mentioned, but she deserved a mention. I think that they skipped her in the book. But the book, the African Goddess book, features. I mean, it's like over 100 goddesses, only goddesses, and it is really really good. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, the warrior queen of Jhansi. Um, she was woman at war. Ronnie. Yeah. So it's Ronnie, and it's the same name. It's the Ronnie, aka. Actually, this picture on the front here is throwing me off because the movie was a little different. She wasn't in warrior. She wasn't in these clothes. She was in her traditional clothes. So I might actually have the. Let's see, Ronnie. Yeah, the Ronnie of Johnsy regime. So actually, the movie featured her in very. She wore a lot more traditional clothes where she never really changed her appearance to this is more what you see on here on the screen is more military and clothed. So I don't know. It's I hope the stories are the same because yeah, this I'm noticing that just now, but I'm gonna read the book, but I've already seen the movie. I think it just depends what version you get. Um, it's a true story, and it is so good. It's just like Gandhi. Um, I think she was before Gandhi, and yeah, I think she was before Gandhi. I do suggest that you go watch the movie. It is so inspiring. Um, for a woman to have put together and did everything she did when she was fed up with a lot of things, and she took matters into her own hands. It was amazing, and she was a warrior queen who, if you go into Black history, we've had a lot of the same things happening, which have happened, and I apparently I guess it was at the same time in history. It's a lot of things that had been going on and throughout history. So you have women like this who come out. The picture's getting on my nerves. The picture of the cover because I saw a movie and dressed in traditional India clothes, East India clothes, where her the all the pretty you know all the things that they wear and stuff like that. And she became a martial freaking. She was ridiculously skilled at fighting, and it was amazing. Vegetarian people, awesome. Anyway, yeah, I just couldn't stop talking about that. That's like I said, the cover of that book. I don't know why it looks like that. I just noticing that I don't know if that's an accurate picture of her. So anyway, yeah, um, this book here, Dexter Scott King, rest in peace, rest in power. Um, Dexter Scott King just passed last year or earlier this year, and I just have found out about him slow with catching up to a lot of stuff. And uh, unfortunately, he died from prostate cancer. I was reading about it or something. I was reading about it in headlines, and I didn't catch anything about the story. So rest in power, definitely. I read this book um, a couple years ago. I bought copies for a lot of people I knew at the time when I bought the book and started reading it. Um, to be honest, I'll probably go and buy it again, and because I don't have it anymore as a physical copy. Um, and it was about a lot of his memoir for him growing up, and that's actually him in the background with his dad, uh, Martin Luther King, right? So that's him and his dad in the background. and it got very deep into his upbringing, and a lot of his activism apparently was, featured more in the book, more so, and later on in the book, um, for a little while. Um, so yeah, the book was really good, and I give it a 4-star review. I loved, hearing about his upbringing, um, all the work that he got into, and I do also remember that I didn't finish the entire thing. I got to like a little past half of the book, and I just got really distracted. So that's my review. But mostly what I ran into was really decent writing, really decent, uh, really decent, and fairly entertaining. It's a memoir, fairly entertaining. Yeah, it's a memoir. Of course, it's our history, and these figures here always demand our attention, and we need to be paying attention to whatever they are trying to help out with. The Martin Luther King Center features a lot of Martin Luther King's archives, photos, and so I also got more into Gandhi because of Martin Luther King, and a lot of pictures on the website that featured him doing his work and his activism, uh, which featured him in a couple photos reading Gandhi's book. I know I heard his quotes about, following Gandhi, but yeah, this is another one. Uh, to Kill a Mockingbird. I saw the movie when I was really young, um, and I started reading the book. Like, I found a like real copy actually, um, out at a little book with those little corner book things. I was at one of them and I found it. So yeah, I didn't like the book. The book was kind of triggering. So yeah, I watched it with a grown person when I was coming up, and I find this kind of material. I don't know the author, but I find it to be really triggering in a sense where it's just too much. Yeah, there's just too much, and it was just the characters who were the black characters didn't make it, and um, it just I don't know, it just wasn't really it wasn't a good book to me. I saw the movie and I think it's not for children, right? So I remember seeing it when it was a long time ago, and now that I tried to pick up the copy because you hear so many good reviews, seriously, and no, I just didn't. I found the content and the context and the interior of the. I'm trying to make the screen look good. Yeah, I find that the storyline and everything, I find it to be uh, pretty triggering. Where it's basically the story goes right. Um, so spoiler alert, right here. Yeah. So yeah, the story goes that it's a very sad story. It's extremely triggering, and it only features the Caucasian characters in the South. And there's a lawyer, and then the lawyer is trying to defend the black guy, and the black guy dies, and that's it. And I'm trying to understand because I read it myself. I was trying to understand how that was some kind of a story, but it just seems to just be the Caucasian characters just living and stuff like that. And I'm like, what is going on here? So yeah, I actually was reading it. I had a physical copy I found in one of the little libraries, the little small ones on the corner that's popping up everywhere. So yeah, and I had one, and I couldn't remember the storyline, but I don't know. I thought I had better memories of the book. And no, I didn't. I wasn't enjoying it because it was really triggering, and it seemed to be glorifying murdering black people. And yeah, that's all that was really happening, in my opinion. And um, I put the book back. Yeah, so I mean, I just got rid of it, and I was no. This is another one. I did buy this book at Target. I appreciated Cedric the Entertainer. putting something out. Um, I was saying to myself, finally something entertaining. Yeah, I'm saying to myself, finally some good entertainment from somebody from somewhere, somebody out of Hollywood. Finally, okay, guys. So this is the story. What happened to flipping boxcars? I had this physical copy, and it's the interior exterior. I'm sorry. Yeah, the exterior is very nice. I appreciated it. I just felt like it was the wrong time or something. Also did the wrong time for me to have the book and to be reading it. So I have um, returned the book. So I read half of this book. It's an entertaining novel. Yeah, it's about uh, let's see, potential spoiler alert. Okay, now this video is going. I have to put that somewhere. This is a lot of spoilers. Yes, a lot. That's a lot of spoilers. I guess. Yeah, I'm just saying too much about it. Yeah. But yeah, this one I didn't like. I just was. I didn't feel like I was ready to get into a lot of the things he was putting into the context of the characters. Uh, so I lost interest. I'll just put it that way. I lost interest. I was halfway into the book. He actually put a lot of the stuff together. I was really, I really feeling it. It's about a uh, what is it? They're gamblers. Yeah, they're it's some gamblers. The leading characters are gamblers. They he gambles too much. The lead character, and it's adult people doing a lot of adult things, and it's it's the hustlers, right? You see the appearance of the guy at the front. They are they're like more hustlers. They're like uh uh they carry guns a lot. It's a lot of that type of stuff going on, and it's a lot of gambling and liquor, stuff like that. So it's like boxcars is part of the story because the train in front, yeah, the train in front definitely represents the. It's like it has to deal with a big old shipment of like alcohol, in one part of the movie. I was going to say the movie because it probably become a movie. I think that it would make like a decent. Sometimes you want to like see things more than like read them. I think. I think that's what happens. Is it's like yeah. So yeah. I mean, I was kind of enjoying it, and then it got like I don't know. I just didn't. I lost interest because I don't know. Just felt. I don't know. I was just feeling like it wasn't. I wasn't being satisfied enough or something with I don't know. I guess it's because it was a book. I don't know, but I just wasn't like. So yeah. Anyway, I did. I definitely lost interest. I returned it, and I don't know if I don't know. I don't know. It was just way too much of a masculine voice or something. I just yeah, that's what it was for me. It was just way too much of a masculine like. I felt like I should have gifted it to somebody, my nephew or somebody, like one of my nephews, because it was so. It's one of those guy movies. Like it's so. Like they're doing everything. They're shooting and smashing bottles on each other's heads, and it's a bar scene. And then what's his name is in the movie? There's they're in New Orleans or something, and then there's a famous guitar player, and it's just lots of stuff like that. It's like lots of action. That's what it was. But it was kind of nice, but I guess I'm a chick flick or something. Like I just needed like a chick flick or something. I just couldn't do it anymore. So I just couldn't. I'm sorry. I needed like a. I just couldn't do it. So I did. I stopped reading it. Just lost interest. But yeah. So I'm like looking at other books. Okay, so I tried to review this book yesterday. Um, it's a very serious topic. This book here is Racism as Zoological Witchcraft by AFCO. She's an activist. She's an extremely good activist. Um, and I'm going to try not to make this video like extremely long. So I'm going to review two more after this one. And yeah. So yeah, this book here is it takes you on a mind trip. You see the little eye in the center of the picture. It takes you on a mind trip, and she's a decolonial and critical race theory uh, professor and professor and activist. And this woman is absolutely brilliant. And um, she talks about Get Out, which is the movie Get Out. And I just absolutely love the combinations of movies and books and the artistic perspectives and the collaborations. This book is just there's a review that goes. I can't remember who made the review, and they said that it takes the floor from underneath you and it rips it's your reality. Like it takes the floor from underneath you and you lose the floor underneath you. Yeah, so if somebody has a review, I think it's like on the cover of the book. You get a physical. I really recommend you get a physical because if you want to talk about it to anybody, like you can't get an audible and be trying to like explain who the reference is from and stuff. And it's very deep. I actually have the last video that I posted um on either one of my YouTubes, and it explains. Well, it's a show because I'm flipping through the pictures, but I had an audio issue, guys. Like, forgive me. Yeah, I had an audio. I just didn't put the audio on, and I should have done that. So yeah, I didn't do that, and so I'm here again, and I'm like kind of reviewing that this here. This is about Black history right here, well, people of color history. Um, so it's all intertwined and all related. Actually, this is one of the best books you'll ever, and it's about veganism. So that's the third point. It's about veganism. So yeah, and it definitely relates to the next book. This is a the next book here. Okay, so yeah, I was trying to review this yesterday. This is actually a website excerpt, and it's from browncontinent.com. They are a Native American decolonial critical race themed, and this is theirs. What they have an excerpt. It's sort of like a book. I mean, there are books mentioned inside of this uh, slide here. So yeah, it these are basically what our ancestors knew about uh, these the colonials, which are the Caucasian race. And sadly, the last book, AFCO, she has uh, all that explained within that book. That's why it's so intense. Um, so I'm just going to be taking you guys right through. Uh, so yeah, it's very deep. I'm just trying to hurry and get to. This is just describing a lot of white history. There are some books in this. Yeah, and don't hesitate not to to not pause the screen whenever you need to read something. Um, this is more Caucasian stuff. There is an airplane crash, and here's some little. Well, it's, what it says is these are all. This is like a list of the Caucasians all throughout history who really indulged in people for purposes of whatever you want to call it, they're just eating other people. And their beliefs. Uh, Leonardo da Vinci. Uh, this is Leonardo da Vinci there. They're talking about him. And yeah, and Sugg from the University of Durham told the Smithsonian the question was not should you eat. So yeah, they're talking about yeah, fresh blood from German sort of stuff. So yeah, there are some books, and I'm trying to find this exact page in this text here because there are books, and I think it's coming up. Yeah, here it is. It's in the back. Uh, let's see. According to New Book, Cannibalism in Early Modern English Literature and Culture by Louise Noble, many Europeans from royalty to scientists routinely ate remedies containing human bodies, fat, and blood. And this book here, two new books claim that Europeans saw no issue with cannibalism right into the 19th and 20th century, from creating candles made of human fat in the 1880s to drinking blood at the scaffold. And that book is this right here. This is the book, The History of Corpse Medicine from the Renaissance to the Victorians by English University lecturer Richard Shugg. Also shows the history of cannibalism in Europe. Um, you see at the bottom, the Europeans are killing, butchering, and eating the natives. Uh, in 1542. And if I'm not incorrect, that is Native Americans that they are doing this to in this picture, which I'm trying to be dead on with my information. All right, so yeah, it is the Native Americans, but what that's so disturbing to look at. I'm sorry. Get off of that page. Oh yeah. So right. So back to the my other point was AFCO. She goes into explaining the exact same things that we're talking about right now. The book Racism as Neurological Witchcraft. She explaining it um more in depth, uh a lot more evidence in the term chattel that she puts out. She puts the term out, chattel, that people of color to the white race only are a product, and uh, that term is a it covers. It's like you're a cow. So the way that they look at cows is how they look at you as a person of color. And that's basically how it breaks it down. And that thus leads it to, yeah, you are material for clothes, and you are uh, edible, and you are an ingredient, and you are here to work and put things together, uh, and that's basically what she does. So yeah, you if you've been paying a lot of attention to your own history and stuff, you'll notice a lot of stuff. But um, I guess a lot of the time you just don't like notice, like you don't really pay attention that much. So just like around you. I remember my grandmother talking about chitterlings when she used to cook at New Year's, and she would say that, yeah, that was the only thing that they had, and that was traditional, and that came from slave rations. And now I'm realizing that she was pointing out that that wasn't what Black people wanted to eat, but that because they were underneath the Caucasian race, they were being given that, and that was normal for the Caucasians, right? They have a very different way of life, and uh, they have done these things in the past, and that's absolutely detestable. And which leads us to the light right here, which is some good news right here. We have the divine feminine and voodoo, which helped Black people to get the heck away from that stuff. Yeah, so we have the light here, and this is Lilith Dorsey book. And so yeah, I suggest people need to look into those things more and have more conversations. I mean, that's very, I mean, it's just like insane news. So just paying attention, to stuff and doing things for our safety. So the voodoo right here, Lilith Dorsey. I don't think I have any more pictures of this one. No, that's not included. So this is going to be the last and final review here. I have the Lilith Dorsey Orisha goddesses and voodoo queens, the divine feminine in the African religious traditions, and I give this book a high rating of 4 out of 5. It is definitely a good book. It includes a lot of voodoo, which, I mean, if you don't know anything, I grew up in voodoo culture. Voodoo is for people of color. Lilith is actually identifies as Native American and Black, and yeah, so she's just like me, which is awesome, right? And it's always something else to try to figure out, the relationships between your cultural identities. So right, that's why I like this book so much. It's Lilith Darcy, and she is African as well as Native American. I think she's actually Crow, which is the exact same tribe as mine's. So we have Atakapa and Crow, which is like supposed to be the closest known tribes. What my family and us are what we try to figure out. And yeah, so yeah, she has a lot of spells in here and protection stuff and a lot of good stuff. It's a pretty thick book, and uh, yeah, it's another feminist book, like for feminine stuff, just like Abriella's book, um, and it's really good. I mean, it's just hard to have these books all the time. It's good stuff. It makes you feel like you're in good company, and they're really amazing people to support um, in their journeys and in their careers. Um, so yeah, I feel like she really got into it, and she did really well. She did really well with all her examples, and she introduced me to the Morte, uh, the Queen of the Dead, which was kind of my first time experience with more Mexican deity. So yeah, the Queen of uh, I think this just Morte is uh gosh, I'm so bad at this. Yeah. But this her name is the Queen of the Dead, and she's very into a lot of Mexican. She's very deep in a lot of culture and stuff, uh, which I was never really introduced to, and I really appreciated that in this book. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching, and go ahead and check out a lot of the links. A lot of the links. I thank you for supporting my channel and my video series, and I'll try to be back with the next book reviews set, just to give you guys something to keep yourselves interested, entertained, and things like that. And thank you. Please give this video lots of love. And go ahead and share it with people and join my communities. I have good reads and I have a couple other things. And um, I'm really trying to monetize a couple of things more. So, and live in a camper and stuff like that. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thanks. Bye bye.